Welcome everyone to a new episode of Reminiscing Bollywood Classics. The film which I'll discuss today was way ahead of its times. In fact, it was so way ahead that when it was sent to the Oscars as India's official entry, the Academy wrote back saying that a woman who drinks was not permissible in their culture. Now, I do not know how much of the legend is true, but what I find strange and funny is that in 1961, the Academy awarded the Best Film Award to a Swedish film, Through a Glass Darkly, which had shown an act of incest being committed between the lead actress and her brother. So, rejecting a movie just because a woman is shown drinking is very lame and a laughable reason. Anyways, it was the Oscars' loss because they missed out on savoring one of the greatest performances of all times by a lead actress. The actress I'm talking about is the glorious Meena Kumari ji, and the movie I'm talking about is the 1962 classic Sahib, Bibi or Ghulam. The film is based on the 1953 Bengali novel Sahib Bibi Ghulam, written by Mr. Bimal Mitra. Set in the last years of the 19th century, the movie begins with a middle-aged Bhutnath, played by Mr. Gurudutt, working as an overseer on a rundown mansion in Kolkata. Coincidentally, when he was a young man struggling to find work, he used to live in the same mansion with his brother-in-law who used to work there. The film moves into a flashback and thus begins the sorrowful story of Sahib, Bibi or Ghulam. The ruined mansion was once the crown jewel of Kolkata, and it was inhabited by two brothers who had a penchant for debauchery. The only reason they give for the debauchery is that they are landowners and men, so if they don't indulge in alcohol and infidelity, it will be an insult to their manliness. Bhutnath slowly gets close to Choti Bahu, played by Meena Kumari ji, and becomes her close confidant. Things take an unfortunate turn as the story progresses, and Bhutnath is plagued by a mystery that will haunt him for years to come. What happened to Choti Bahu? Where did she disappear? Today, after many years, will he get the answer to this haunting question? For many years, infidelity was considered a crime as well as a sin. After the landmark Supreme Court judgment, it is not considered a crime. But is it still a sin? When you watch Sahib, Bibi or Ghulam, you're ready to forgive Choti Bahu for committing adultery. But the thing that struck me was that she doesn't cheat on her husband. The relationship between her and Bhutnath is very platonic. It's very chaste. Bhutnath, on his part, respects her a lot. And for him, Choti Bahu is not a mere mortal. She's a goddess whom he worships. Whereas for Choti Bahu, no man exists other than a husband. It does not matter to her, sadly, that her husband is an alcoholic, a womanizer, an uncouth individual who has never worked a single day in his entire life. She is willing to do anything to please him, even if it means becoming an alcoholic herself. Choti Bahu was the epitome of what was considered to be a perfect wife in those times. The film never addresses whether Bhutnath and Choti Bahu both loved each other or not, and it is up to the viewer to interpret the relation. They weren't lovers, they weren't friends. Choti Bahu did not even consider Bhutnath as a servant. So, what were they? Their relationship makes for a very interesting character study. The film is almost 150 minutes long, and Choti Bahu makes an entry only after the first 50 minutes have elapsed. As they say, the best things are reserved for the last. The introductory scene begins with a soft, enchanting voice. Ah, idhar aao. She says to Bhutnath, and we see only her feet. There is this soft jingling of her anklets, and she's still talking to Bhutnath, who is shyly staring at her feet, and her face is still not revealed. She asks him his name, and he replies, Bhutnath, expecting her to laugh, because everyone else does. But she says, it is a very beautiful name. He looks up in surprise, and then the camera pans on Choti Bahu's face. Bhutnath is mesmerized by her beauty, and so are we. Choti Bahu looks angelic, decked up in jewels, and Bhutnath is under a spell from which he'll never recover. Kudos to the cinematographer Mr. V.K. Murthy for capturing this beautiful scene, and the aura of Choti Bahu comes alive because of this one scene. Bhutnath also comes into contact with another woman, Jabba, played by Wahida Rehmanji. She is the daughter of the owner of the company Mohini Sindoor, where Bhutnath works. Jabba is playful, mischievous, feisty, and opinionated. Jabba is everything, which Choti Bahu is not. Wahida Ji's mischievous expressions in the song Bhavra Bada Nadan Hai have made the song immortal. The lyrics are written by Shakil Badani Sahib and music is by Hemant Kumar. Na Jao Saiyan Chura Ke Baiyan, sung by Geeta Dutt, brings out the angst of Choti Bahu, who is trying desperately to stop her husband from going to the brothel. My personal favorite is Sakiya Aaj Mujhe Neend Nahi Aayegi. Calling this an item number will be a gross injustice to Asha Bhosle ji, who has sung this song, and Mrs. Meenu Mumtaz, who has danced and acted exquisitely in it. It has lyrics like कौन है जिसके लब पे आह नहीं, किसकी दुनिया यहाँ बर्बाद नहीं, हुस्न पर दिल ज़रूर आएगा, इससे बचने की कोई राह नहीं. Hemant Sahib achieved the impossible feat of converting these lyrics into a dance number. Mr. Guru Dutt is earnest as Bhutnath, and he also produced the film. The film was directed by Mr. Abrar Alvi, and this was his first and only film. Mr. Abrar Alvi had written previous Guru Dutt movies like Chaudhry Ka Chand, Kaagaz Ke Phool, Pyasa, and Mr. and Mrs. 55. So definitely there are shades of Mr. Guru Dutt's directing style in the movie. Meena Kumari ji puts one of the greatest performances ever by any film actress. She just melts your heart. And in the scenes in which she is acting drunk, she's phenomenal. If there was ever a book written on how to play an alcoholic on screen, Meena Kumari ji's performance in this film will constitute the whole book. The film won 4 Filmfare Awards, including Best Director, Best Actress, and Best Film, and deservedly so. This film resides in your heart permanently, as Choti Bahu resided in Bhutnath's heart. Please watch this film. Until next time, folks. Thank you for listening.